Hi everyone, meteorologist Robert Spett here with you today on the 6th of April 2014, coming to you right around 02 Universal Standard Time. That's about 10 a.m. if you are out here in the Philippines. And today the main topic, of course, is what you see here on your screen. It is Tropical Storm Peipah, still moving out there towards the west. A fairly weak storm at this time, actually just holding on to tropical storm intensity. If we pull up our tracker here, you can see there from JTWC they expect about 65, right now 65 up to 83 kilometer per hour winds. The Japan Meteorological Agency as well really rate in line with that, and lately their tracks have been in line as well, but at this time at least 65 up to 93 kilometer per hour winds, moving west northwest at about 19 kilometers per hour. So why, if you look at the satellite imagery, it looks pretty organized. I mean, right now, there's widespread convection. It's a pretty intense storm system. Well, the reason why it's so weak, though, is that if we look at the visible satellite imagery again and you analyze this a little bit more so, what you can see is that a lot of that convection is being displaced off there towards the west. Center of circulation is actually right here, and what we are seeing is this is your circulation coming around like that. Look at all this dry air on the eastern periphery, and this is where all your thunderstorm activity is. So Palau today is getting hit despite the storm system still being several hundred kilometers off there towards the southeast, and that is why we still have 65 kilometer per hour winds. So it's a fairly weak storm. This is where the worst of the storm system is, and the longer we have this situation occur, the longer this stays displaced like this, the better news for the Philippines. And I say that because that's going to give it less time to intensify prior to making landfall there in northern Mindanao or Visayas. And I know yesterday we were actually talking about the possibility of this recurving. I don't see that happening today. This probably isn't going to recurve. It's going to stay on that westward track. Pull back up the tracks from JMA and JTWC, and like I said, they're both kind of in line now, and they both agree that this storm system is going to come on shore somewhere there into northern Mindanao, southern Visayas. The exact center of circulation, though, that is not something you want to keep full eyes on. You do want to pay attention to it because north of that, that's where the worst of the weather is going to be. But north of that, and basically out there towards the west with a displaced storm system, you are going to be seeing some widespread rain showers and some thunderstorm activity. So let's take a look at the track here. Now, this is JTWC's track. There's Palau. And like I said, throughout the day here on your Sunday, you can see the date there in the top right. This is going to move just south of Palau going into Monday. Still bringing some widespread rain showers and even some still fairly gusty winds. I mean, this is indicating winds out here about 65 up to 70 kilometers per hour at times. But the big topic is, let's go ahead and look ahead and watch these areas in blue. That's indicating your rain showers. Those are going to start to push onshore as we go ahead by Monday night into Tuesday. So Tuesday's really going to start to kick up here for you there in the Philippines. One thing to note is ECMWF model, what I'm showing here, a little bit still farther south than JTWC. So that's why there's a little bit of a displacement here. That's one thing to keep in mind. But still, the center of circulation still could drift north or south, and this still shows you where the highest winds are going to be. North of that center, this is where you're going to be seeing the risk of storm surge possibly in northern Mindanao, eastern portions of Leyte and Samar, and even over towards Tacloban. It's not going to be anything remotely close to Yolanda, but I think that coastal areas on the riverfront, yes, there is the possibility of a rising tide. But the bigger threat will be the rain, and that more often than not is that type of threat with a storm system of this magnitude is the rain. I'll pull this away and pull up the rain showers, and you can see just everybody's getting hit by it. The heaviest stuff will be out here into eastern portions of Mindanao. I think out here you could see about 200 to 300 millimeters before this is all said and done. And off there towards the north. Even Cebu, you're going to be looking at some fairly heavy showers as this pushes just south of the island there, out there on your Wednesday. So, I mean, this is still about 3 to 4 days out, and this exact center could shift farther north or south, but these areas, that's where you're going to be seeing that heaviest rain showers. And actually, I made a threat map And everywhere in the red, I think that's where you're going to see the risk of flooding and landslides, and even these damaging winds right near the immediate coastline. Models have been up and down, though. Like I said, they've been changing. These red, that's indicating the NavGem model. This is your GFS model. That's been shifting as well. So it's not like we have been seeing consistency. They've been drifting, and you're going to see that over the next, well, several days out here. And then this is actually the latest GFS model. I'll put it up here on your screen just to show you what they're saying. And they have it coming on shore there in northeastern Mindanao. So I think that's basically, if I was going to put my bet somewhere a landfall was going to be, this is where. And like I said, north of that, that's where you're going to see the highest risk of storm surge, heaviest rainfall. But those areas in the red I just showed you, still the threat of flooding and even landslides as this does come ashore. So we're going to continue to keep you updated on this. This is going to be an ongoing situation on Tuesday all the way out through early Wednesday morning. If you are just starting to follow us here at westernpacificweather.com, please subscribe to this. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. It's not just these updates, but Facebook, that's where we really put out a lot of our information, but at the website as well. There's a whole slew of good stuff to check out there, including that tropical tracker I just showed you a second ago. Plus, we have our social media hub and the latest updates out here, and you can just check out all sorts of other information to be had. So, yeah, stay safe out there, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can post them down there in the comment box below. Once again, if you are out here in these areas where the storm's going to be coming ashore, if you're on the beach, that's where I think you should be ready. And if your agencies along the eastern seaboards of Mindanao or eastern Visayas, I think that you should start making these temporary evacuation shelters for people on the immediate coastline. Also, fishermen, stay out of the water. That's the other big thing. The waves are going to be rough out here with the storm system. I mean, 4 to 5 meters high. We're talking about 15-foot high waves. It's not anything a small craft is going to be wanting to go in. It is going to be dangerous with this storm system. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on it. Even a streamline analysis looking at that landfall there around northern Mindanao, and that's another thing we continue to use. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and stay safe out there.